guys, this is Will of Will H Tech Review back with another video, and today I'm doing a follow-up video on the DJI Asmo Action. So I picked this up about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I just want to talk about some of the things that I like about it, some things I may not like as much, and just tell you what I think about using this camera so far. So first, let's talk about how I ended up picking this camera up. So I've had the Canon M50 about a month and a half now, and to be honest with you, this camera is great, but I have no idea how to use it, and to me, I don't have time to figure out all of the settings and things that this camera needs to be great. I know it has some great features. I know it can record some great videos, take some great pictures, but at this point in my life, I don't have time to study this and really learn how to use it. So I ended up picking this up after watching videos about people using their GoPro cameras to make videos. One person that I value his opinion a lot is Will. He said in one of his videos that he could use, and shout out to Will, that he could use his GoPro camera to make videos if needed. So I started looking into action cameras, and I was looking at the GoPros at first, and I started watching different videos about the GoPro Hero 8, which was on sale at the time and still is, I think. And I started watching comparisons between the DJI Asmo Action and the Hero 8. One thing in those videos that kind of separated it, now I'll have to admit the GoPro has better saturation in the colors that I can tell, and I think it's a little bit better with the stability and things of that nature. But there's a couple of things that made this camera stand out from that one, and it was the idea that you could replace the lens if it was stretched. You could just simply unscrew this and replace it. And also you have a front-facing display here, which the GoPro Hero 8 Black doesn't have. So I started looking at the next Hero, which was a GoPro Hero Black 7, and it does, you can change out the lens on it if it's stretched up. It's not fixed in place, but it doesn't have the little display right here. So after weighing those out, and I came to the conclusion that I wanted to pick up the DJI Asmo Action. So I was picking it up to really replace this, replace my M50, and just use this for my one and only YouTube channel camera and personal life camera. But it didn't work out like that, and let's get into that part of it next. So here is the DJI Asmo Action out of the little cage and the little tripod setup that I have here. This cage comes along with the DJI Asmo Action, and like I was saying before, I bought this with intentions of completely getting rid of the Canon M50, because like I said, it right now is overwhelming to me. There's just so much on this camera to learn, and after having this for a few times, a little while, I see that it's much easier to set stuff like the ISO and things of that nature. But what I've come to the conclusion is this complements that. I've made YouTube videos with this. I've used this out and about doing personal things, and it's much more discreet using this out in the public. And I'm talking about stuff that I don't even put on YouTube, just personal life things. Whereas this, having it on this tripod here, it's more, people can notice that. With this, having this in your hand, people may walk by and say, hey, was he filming something? Was that a little camera? So there are differences, a whole lot of differences here. I like the photo aspect of this. You can zoom in, get you a great photo on it. I just need to learn this camera. Whereas this one, the photos are great, but you're not going to have the same quality and be able to do everything that you can do on this. But I do think I could use this for my only YouTube camera, but there's one thing that kind of holds me back. I do mostly product reviews, meaning this tripod, I'm going to be unboxing it, telling you all the details about it, and I'm going to want to get in tight on this details of certain products. Well, with the DJI Asmo Action, and from what I understand on most action cameras, you can't get in close to examine small things that you need on there. Now that's possibly a workaround with that. I could take my cell phone, which I'm shooting this with the iPhone 10R, and I could take little small video samples of the product that I'm using and just use that as B-roll, or take pictures and just drop them on top of it and keep it moving like that, because I have shot a few videos with the DJI Asmo Action for my YouTube channel. But I do like how small it is, the way, the build of it and everything. So let's get into that part of it next. Okay guys, so let's go around the camera here. So on the front, you got your little front screen display right there. You got a little Asmo Action branding there. You got a little vent area here. From what I understand, that is to let heat disperse out of it. You got your 12.3 megapixel camera here, which has a Sony IMX577 sensor, and it's pretty good. It takes pretty good stills. You got this side over here, you got your speaker and a microphone. You have one of your release buttons for your battery, so you got two of them here, and you have to get both of them activated. Then your battery pops out. As you can see, you have a seal to keep this water tight from getting in there. So when you push this back in, I want to do that again so you guys can see. So if you see a little bit of orange showing when you put your battery back in, that means it's not sealed all the way. So you just press it. When the orange goes away, it is sealed. This side, you have your quick select button. I'm going to show you about that in a minute. This is a little trap door. This comes off, and in here you have your micro SD card and your Type-C charging port right there. And then on the top, you got your power button, microphone, record button here. One of the reasons I said I bought this, because this lens will unscrew. If it gets stretched, you can replace it. And then on the back of it, you got your display here. This is your rear facing display. Let me go ahead and change that so it's so not blown out right there. So the quick select button here allows you to switch between different shooting modes that you can set up. So if you want 4K 60 frames with Rocksteady on, you can go in and program that in there. If you want 1080p 30 frames per second with Rocksteady off, you can program that in there, and you can have them as quick presets, and you can get to them very quickly right here just by using this button on the side. So as you can see, I have a preset for 4K 60 Rocksteady with auto white balance. I have another one here for 1080 Rocksteady. So this is just a way, whenever you get ready to shoot something, you automatically have a shooting mode already set up in there. You can go through, you can do HDR, you can do slow-mo. Now this does slow-mo at 8 times. I haven't used the slow-mo yet. You got HDR, you got time-lapse, which I haven't used yet, loop recording, and then you can go in and set your photos. You can have presets for those as well. So that's what the quick select button is for there. Very nice, very convenient. So in here, if you swipe from this way, any pictures or videos or anything you have recorded or taken with this, if you swipe from the left end, you can get to those and view them. You swipe down, and now my neighbor wants to cut grass. Hopefully it's not coming over too loud. Right here is where you can save your presets. So if I wanted to set up a preset, I can just tap add it here, and that's where it goes right there. This is for your stream brightness. You have a lock button where I can lock the display here. So that is locked, and to get back in, I have to slide that back up. Next, you have your complete settings here. This has voice control, which I don't like, so I keep it off. You have snapshot, quick switch, and in the quick switch, when you make those preset recording recording settings there, you have to come over here and activate them by putting a little check mark by them, so that way they'll show up on your quick switch. Wireless connections, wind noise reduction, sounds, face orientation exposure. You can have a grid on here, anti-flicker, your stream auto sleep, I keep mine 5 minutes, record screen off 3 minutes, auto power off, LED, language, things of that nature. You can format your card, factory reset it. So all pretty nice. Oh, if you go from this side, this is where you can set it to auto, and it'll automatically set your ISO max, shutter speed, EV, or you can go into the manual mode and you can set all of your settings yourself. Your ISO, shutter speed, and things of that nature you can do. And the little camera button there, this is where you can set your white balance. You can have your color, which would be normal or cinema-like, and then you can set auto de-warp if you want de-warp. So de-warp takes that fisheye look out of the camera, which I don't particularly like the fisheye look. So you swipe from the bottom. This is where you can get to your different resolutions and your FPS. So 4K, you can shoot in 2.7, 1080p, 720, and you can set all your different 60, 48 frames per second, and everything like that. So, and you can turn on Rocksteady or turn it off. And a way that you can change from the back display to the front, one way you can do it is double tap, and there you are. You can see now I have the ISO so low you can't really see me, but that's good in a way, because now I can see how much time I left on my SD card. You can see that the battery life and Rocksteady is on. You can see what I'm shooting in, and then it's in record, as you can see there. So another to swap it back, and I can just hold the quick select button for a second, and there it is. So let me change that to where that display is a little bit brighter. There we are. So yeah, man, this is the strain is very responsive, as you guys can see. Now, a couple of things I don't like about this. I use it with this little selfie stick tripod, and it works great. The little cage comes with this as well. Now, one thing about this, if you want to charge it, you got to take it out of the little cage. I don't like that part of it. And charging takes a little while. When you're using this to shoot video, whether it be 4K, 1080, or whatever, after about 15-20 minutes, this thing is going to get really, really hot. Battery life is okay. I haven't bought a new battery yet. I think I need to get one, because battery life is just okay on this. So Rocksteady works very well, keeps your camera from shaking a lot. It works very well. Do have time lapse, like I said. You can shoot raw photos with this. Photos come out pretty good. They have that wide look to them, so that is one thing that keeps me from not getting rid of this camera over this one, because I do take personal videos that I don't put on, and photos that I don't put on YouTube, and I've used this for both, and it works well. But for photos, personal photos, I'm going to say the Canon, or any camera I guess, would be that doesn't, not unless you like the wide look on them. So voice control works well. This is all water resistant, 4K 60, 100 megabytes per second, And just overall good, man. It just gets hot, like I said. And you have the DJI Mimo app where you can control this. You can control your whole camera with your phone from the app, meaning taking video, seeing what you're looking at, all kinds of things. So this has been really nice, man. If I ever want to start getting in front of the camera, this front display is going to be beast, because you can see if yourself's in frame. It's very nice. I've used it going out personal, doing personal stuff. Overall, I think this is a great little camera. I really love it, and I'm glad I picked it up. Right now, I think they still have it on sale. This, as well as the GoPros as well at Best Buy. So one more thing I wanted to mention about this. You can you can hook an external microphone up to this as well. They make a little adapter you can put in there and hook it up. But I've been using the onboard mic, and the onboard mic works very well on this. It works very well, but if I go ahead and use it more, I'm probably going to pick up the external mic that you can get for it. And but overall, it's been great, man. So that is my look at the DJI Asmo Action after having it 3 weeks. Will H. Catch you guys in the next video. I am out.